Hey world. I was in a coffee shop reading the other day, and in the particular corner of the coffee shop that I was in, there were a few flies buzzing around. And one fly in particular he would land on my arm, and then I'd brush him away, keep reading, he'd buzz around, then he'd like land on my book, and then I'd brush him away, he'd keep flying around, then he'd land on my arm again. This, as I'm sure you can imagine, very quickly became a distraction to my reading. The most irritating part of the whole thing was the act of the fly actually landing. That's when I felt it the most. Instead of brushing him away constantly, I was just gonna let him chill. Let him just hang out on my arm. I go back to reading, the fly is just chilling on my arm for like 30 seconds, and then he flies around and lands again on my arm, and at first it's just like, stupid ADD fly, can't focus on any one thing for more than half a minute. But then I was like, wait, flies only live for like 24 hours. So if you stop thinking of 30 seconds as just 30 seconds and start thinking of it as a percentage of the fly's total life expectancy, I mean, it's actually pretty incredible that it can stay focused on one thing, stay in one place completely still for a full 30 seconds. At that moment, I accepted my relationship with the fly for what it was, and also for what it wasn't. The fly was never going to understand that I'm trying to read here, could you please stop buzzing around and landing on me? And honestly, the fly wasn't even that big of a distraction to my reading, and actually, eventually, I was wearing Crocs, and it landed on my foot, and crawled into one of these holes, and then it couldn't escape. It couldn't figure it out, so I was actually able to squish it with my toes. A couple hours later, I started heading home, and thoughts of flies and their short lifespans, and how as a result of those short lifespans, they likely experience the passage of time very differently than we humans do. These thoughts were still very much on my mind. So when Ani, my dog, did the thing that she always does when I come home, yeah, you shake there. When she did the thing she does when I come home after being gone for a few hours, I saw the whole situation in a new light, and realistically, there's only one way you're really going to appreciate this. You need to come with me. I'm just going for a little walk here without Ani. Ani is not with me, and the point is not the walk. The point is what I am positive Ani will do once I return from this walk. Alright, you got some good ups there. She does this every single time, and actually something I learned this time, I was only gone for like 20 minutes, so when I'm gone for a couple hours, by the time I come back, it's probably died down. But as I was just walking up in my apartment complex, before she could have any way of knowing that I was coming back, I could hear her barking. So that means she must have been barking loudly and obnoxiously the whole time, like 20 minutes I was gone. And when I come home in the middle of the day, that's one thing, but you know, I'm 21 years old, sometimes I come home, actually relatively frequently I come home at like 2 a.m. and I've got neighbors. It's not real nice to have a dog yipping real loudly at 2 in the morning. At first I thought, you know, she's just in a new place, that's freaking her out, but as she gets used to it, this should settle down. But as time has gone on, as she's been here for a few weeks now, it hasn't really settled down at all. And in light of the whole fly landing on my arm in a coffee shop and thinking about time passage being different for animals than it is for humans, I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's like a couple hours for me, might be in dog time like a day and a half. But this problem is not a problem that can be solved by me squishing the animal in question. I mean, I guess technically that would solve the problem, but I don't think that solution would really be a net gain. What can I do? I am going to make another video very soon, and that video is going to be about whatever you guys collectively want it to be about. Moderator module on my channel. You're gonna have to turn off Cosmic Panda to use it, but use it. Use it, and tell me what you want me to make a video about. Okay, goodbye.